Hi guys, Kristy here, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a foundation first impression. I have got here the Estée Lauder Double Wear Light. I just have a wee sample that I've got from Boots. This is in the shade, it's called Intensity 0.5, so it is the lightest shade. What I'll do is I'll put it on now, let you know, sorry the light's changing here because the sunlight's coming out. I'll let you know what I think of it initially, and then I'll wear it all day and let you know how it's worn throughout the day. So what I'm going to do now is just jump over to the Estee Lauder website and read the claims on this foundation. What it says is 15-hour wear, light as air, long wear makeup is now lightweight makeup. It's makeup that keeps up fresh, natural, comfortable, goes on sheer, leaves skin free to breathe all day. It controls oil, resists smudging and won't melt off through heat and humidity. For a look that stays vibrant and fresh, whether it's a work day, a workout or a weekend, smooth it on once and don't think twice about it. So the coverage is sheer to medium, and this has got an SPF of 10, so I'll do a quick flash test on this as well. It also says that the finish on this is natural. So I have cleansed and moisturised, and I've just done my eyebrows and my eye makeup. And what I'm going to do is, I'm actually not going to use a primer. I take or leave primer really, so I don't religiously have to wear primer, so I'm just going to leave it off for this foundation review because I don't want the primer to affect how the foundation performs. And I'm going to use my Real Techniques damp makeup sponge on the right hand side of my face, and then I'm going to use my Real Techniques expert face brush on the left hand side of my face, and then we can see which one performs better. So I'm just starting off with this amount. I'm just going to start with this bit of my face. So far it's very sheer. It's very light coverage so far. I'm more used to a medium or high medium coverage, even for work, or if I bother to put on makeup, I usually go for medium coverage or more. So it's not really something that I'm used to. It does look nice though. It's evened out my skin tone compared to the side with no foundation on, and it does look like a very natural finish. It's slightly dewy, which is really nice. So I'm going to do the rest of my face and then I'll try to figure out if it's buildable. So I'm just going to try and build it in the areas where I feel I need it the most, which is mostly the centre of my face. So that did build up nicely. It has covered a bit more redness with the second layer. My pores look half decent. They look better than they did before. You can still see some of my pores, but I think by the time I powder this, that will minimise the look of my pores even more, so I'll let you know after I powder it. This is a foundation that I definitely will need to powder because I am really oily, and as this is a more natural dewy finish, I know my oil is going to go mad if I don't powder it, so I always powder my foundation, so it's only fair that I do it this time as well. But I think the shade is really nice. It went on really nicely with the sponge, and the finish is really nice. It's very flattering, so I'm going to go ahead and do this side with the brush and see if it's any different. For the first round with the brush, I did get a higher coverage, especially in this area where I do have quite a bit of redness. I'm just going to see if I can build it up even more and see how I get on. So with the brush, with the second layer, I'm not overly sure if it did actually build it up more, but it's gone kind of strange where you can see that I have put on the second layer. It looks kind of cakey. So yeah, I think it does look heavier compared to this side where I put on the second layer, and it looks just totally natural. So I am going to try to blend it together with this damp beauty sponge to see if I can take away some of the cakiness. It seems that it's kind of gathered just right here. It doesn't look so cakey here, but it's all kind of gathered like right here, and I'll try to redistribute it with the sponge. I think this side is higher coverage than the makeup sponge side. Overall, I think I've got a low medium on this side and a solid medium on the brush side. Yeah, the sponge definitely helped to take away some of the cakiness on this side. I think using this foundation again, I would apply it with a brush and then just smooth over with the sponge, because looking at it, this side actually looks matter than this side, which is the sponge side, and this side has a higher coverage as well. In terms of the amount of product that I use to achieve this coverage, I use probably at least double what I usually use of my medium coverage foundation, like my Tarte Amazonian Clay foundation or my Clinique Even Better Skin. I definitely have used at least double the amount of foundation, so I think if you do want a really sheer coverage, this is a nice foundation, but if you're looking to build it up, I would probably just go for a medium coverage foundation, because you end up using so much product that it's going to run out really fast. But I mean, it's totally up to you if you want to spend the money because you really like it and you don't mind using double the product and using it up in twice the amount of time, then that's totally fine. I just was very conscious that I kept putting more and more product on, and I was using a lot more than usual. But I think it's very flattering. It's a really nice shade. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to powder it and then apply my contour, blush and highlight, and then I'll check back in. Okay guys, so I've got on my powder now. I used my Ben Nye Neutral Set Colourless Powder. I've then just got on a bit of the Maybelline Master Sculpt for my contour, a little bit of MAC blush and my sleek highlighter palette in the shade Solstice, just as my highlight. It literally took me like 5 minutes to do that, so I'm going to call the check-in time 10:50 a.m. I'm going to obviously apply some lipstick. I'll show you a picture of the makeup once I have my lipstick on, but we'll call the check-in time 10:50. I think it looks okay. I mean, everywhere looks fine apart from my nose. I know I said my pores looked okay, but looking at them again, they're actually really noticeable. Whenever I use my other foundations, you can't really see my pores very much. I do have very large pores, but it does manage to cover them up quite well. This side looks okay, but the brush side looks really dodge. You can really see my pores on my nose right there. They just like really stand out, so I'm really not liking that. I might be able to use a pore filler or something with this next time, but other than that aside, it's matted down really well with the powder. It's a really nice colour. It's really flattering apart from the pore thing. I'm just going to see how it wears throughout the day. I think this could be a nice mixer foundation for me with another higher coverage foundation. So we'll see how I get on. My eye literally will not stop watering and my mascara is going everywhere. But anyway guys, I'll see you soon. Hey guys, so it's now 11:30 p.m. I am just about to start getting ready for bed and I'm due to take off all this makeup. I did do a flash test which was on the screen just before. You can see that I had minimal flashback. This was taken quite a few hours into the test and you can see where I've started to get just slightly shiny on my nose area. and my pores are standing out quite a bit, but other than that, the foundation had held up pretty well up until that point, and we are now just under 12 hours in, and I have to be honest, the foundation is actually doing really well. It's really held back my shine. I am literally just sort of slightly shiny on my nose, just here and at the sides here, but my forehead's held up really well. I also get oily across my eyebrows. They've held up really well. My chin has held up really nicely. It hasn't sort of come off. Basically, this whole area in the center of my face is usually where I get problems with my oil, and it's all looking really good. It hasn't broken down. It hasn't broken down in any areas. It hasn't sort of come off in any particular areas either, and I do tend to rub my face quite a lot, rub my nose quite a lot, and I did get caught in the rain earlier, so I think it's done a really good job. It hasn't gathered in any of my fine lines or anything. I do have a few fine lines on my forehead, on my under eyes, and down here on my smile lines, but it's looking really nice on those also. So I definitely think this one has stood the test of time. I think this might be a nice foundation to wear to work or to school. It is a nice light coverage, but it does last all day, so you don't need to worry halfway through the day that it's all going to slip and slide off. It is also buildable, which is great. I just think for me it didn't minimize my pores, it didn't make them worse, but it definitely didn't minimize them, so I'll need to try to figure out a good primer to use with this, possibly a pore filling primer such as the NYX pore filler, or I could use this as a mixer foundation to mix with my other foundations that I find do minimize my pores. But I think this is a really nice foundation. It wore very gracefully throughout the day. I did wear my glasses. I am short-sighted, so I did wear my glasses all day, and it hasn't left really sort of obvious marks. I mean, obviously the foundation has worn off under the nose pads, but it is a kind of graceful fade right there. So yeah, with this one, I think throughout the day I kind of had mixed feelings. I liked it, but I just didn't like how it looked on my pores, but I can definitely work with it to make it possibly work better for me going forward. It'll also just be a really nice foundation for me to throw on if I'm just heading out to, say, the supermarket, or I don't want anything that's too sort of full coverage on my skin. Personally, I do like a higher coverage, so I think this one I'll go back to not every day, but I do certainly think I'll use it again. And what I'll do is I'll just give you a nice close-up of what it looks like. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this first impression review. Please subscribe if you'd like to see more from me. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.